But let me ask this question
Here we
to the
go.
men and the women. So if we were to just get rid of money per se in relationships, what type of investment? I'm asking the men. What type of investment would you have in your woman, your wife? What would you invest?
If we were to get rid of money, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, time. Emotional intelligence, physical protection, um, courtship, covering, guidance, infrastructure. Is
So
what because we can get rid of money. Money ain't always existed, but the barter system always has.
Mhm.
mhm.
So at the end of the day, your ability to acquire resources is always gonna be the top thing as far as what she respects. So they could take money away. We just gonna find another substitute for it to come in, and as a man, you're gonna aspire to get that. But let's say we take that away completely. I think again, it's covering, it's physical protection, it's infrastructure, it's the way that we're gonna be doing these things. Giving her that would in my opinion suffice.
okay,
I,
ladies, what would y'all? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go
so
ahead.
I would say protection, provision, problem solving, procreation. Um, Outside the money thing, survival skills, leadership, um, use of discernment, foresight, things of that
Okay.
nature, structure, things like
What
that.
about you, Ricky? What would you invest if we did money wasn't it was never an issue?
Man, it's everything in my life.
I
That's what I
like
did.
that.
That's what I did for my wife. I gave her my life.
It's
Anything I
good.
gotta do, even anything I gotta do to make sure she covered, it's gonna get done.
All
That mean
right.
that that means, sir, if I gotta take your life at that time, it's simply what it is.
That's good.
It ain't not
So,
personal.
so ladies, if y'all money wasn't an issue, just get rid of it. What would you invest in your husband?
Well, money is still, even if it did exist, that's not a part of my investment in him. So,
Yeah, what would you invest in your husband? I'm just saying the same thing. Money's not an issue. What are we investing in our men?
so for me, it would be more time. It would be more attention to detail. Um, oh, Kenny, Kenny just got an attitude over that steak and eggs. But anyway, um, it would be time, attention to detail. I think probably more planning. More, I like to like plan things. I'm very family oriented. I like to like do things for holidays and like put a lot of time into planning and organizing like things to be cute and like look nice and like have a way to things. It's like a little Southern tradition. We make up parties for everything. So a sip and see to see the baby to anything. I mean, I like doing stuff like that. So I would have more time for stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Sarah.
Um, I'm having a little trouble understanding the question, to be honest. But for what I
If we did,
understand, I would.
if I'm gonna say it again, like if money didn't exist,
Yeah, I understand.
what would you invest in your husband? Time was very good. You would invest more time
Mhm.
because you still have to grow the relationship. We still have to manage ourselves.
Right.
We still have to be in love with each other. We still have to become one. How would you do that?
My support, my um, devotion, attention to him. I don't know. I'm thinking like things that I'm doing now that it could, kind of like make him better, and just be there for him, understand him, and listen to him.
Mm,
That. Mhm.
good. Lucky, what about you?
Um, I think that I agree with devotion part, but I think it's a responsibility that I would say without money would be to safeguard his image. So it kind of like what you were saying earlier. I kind of wanted to touch on that about the embarrassing part. To me, that's a huge thing. I think that women in times always upheld the name of grandpa, father, under no
Hmm.
circumstance. I think she's supposed to protect that image so that no one outside of their relationship gets a negative aspect of who that man is. I think she's supposed to provide a sense of peace and make sure that at the end of the day, he knows when he lays his head down, I could rely on this person. So I think you have to be a reliable mate and you have to be committed to whatever that structure of that man is. If he is more of a quiet man and he's not like what we say in relationship. I think who was that? We're talking about bookkeeping all the time, like helping him wherever he lacks. I think you're supposed to pick up in those areas. Some women possess more certain traits that men don't possess. So I think you have to become a balance. Wherever he needs assistance at, you provide that assistance. That's just what I think. You plug it in.
Fantasy girl, are you there?
Oh,
Who was talking? Fantasy girl, are you there?
Yeah.
What would you do?
I already don't provide anything financially to my man. I would provide the same things. The things that he points out are how compassionate and nurturing I am, how affectionate I am, how I'm patient with him, how caring I am with the kids. These things are things I don't have to spend any money on. So I haven't had anything to where I'm like, oh, I'm lacking over here. Everything that I'm doing now, I'm gonna keep doing that, even if we're not worried about finances, because that's who I am. My mom made me this naturally nurturing person, and that's just like kind of built into me. So I don't know. I don't think outside of those things I would provide anything else.
I'm confused because what you said, Fantasy, and a lot of what Lucky said and Sayeda said are things that we should be providing already. Like those.
Yeah,
don't,
we're already doing
money
that.
doesn't impact any of those. That's why I said what I said, because if money wasn't a factor, then I wouldn't care about working or care about like things.
Women are not
Like,
doing.
I wouldn't have to worry about
No,
economics
women are
or
not doing
future
it.
savings or retirement. Or we don't have to,
Mm-mm.
like those things don't matter. So
But see, Kayla,
No, the thing is that I think
Gabby is not safeguarding her husband's image. Neither is Jada. Most of these women are. Neither is Steph Curry's wife. I understand. Savannah, I've been paying attention. This Trill says, and she safeguards that man's image. I don't care what goes on. Your job when it's time for you to speak, I believe, is that you're supposed to speak and protect that. You speak up for that. You ever seen a wife go against her own kids to protect her husband?
No, I
Yeah.
agree with that. I just don't think that has an
I know.
impact in terms of her question is if money wasn't a factor. I think that's something that all women should be doing, regardless of how much money your man makes.
Facts.
I
the
don't think
problem is that they want to do it only if they have money.
money is a factor.
That's the way I see it. That women want to do
Content.
these things only if the man has money.
Mhm.
They will
Right,
only
that's
do
what I'm
it
saying.
only.
That's
If,
something
so I
every
think
woman
the way
should
I
be
understand it is
doing.
like regardless if he has money or not, or whatever money he makes, that's what I'm doing as a wife. That's my duty.
Exactly.
So-
But her question was if money wasn't a factor in you guys' life. So that's why I was saying all the things that you guys said, I think would be actions that I would do for my husband, regardless of his money or if money was a factor or not. With money not being a factor in your relationship, though, what other things would you have? Would you do? And that's why I was saying that all of us will probably have more time because none of us will work anymore, right? So we will have more time to do more things in terms of pay more attention to detail with him, plan more family outings and pay more attention to like the little thing. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was like I agree
I understand how you saw the question now. I see how you saw the
I
question.
agree with all y'all.
Still
Answers.
gonna-
I just think that those are things that we should do regardless of how much money your man makes.
No, you're
Yeah,
right.
but he's still going to be protecting and providing the same. If we aren't talking about money, he's still going to provide us somewhere to stay. He's still going to, if the roof gets broken,
Make
he's
a
still going to
hood.
go up there and fix it. He's still going to go out there and hunt. He's still going to do the same things. It's just no one's going to pay him for it. He's going to just.
Well, listen, the reason why I ask is because as women, we should be helpmates or helpmeets. And it shouldn't be our thought process about money. Whatever we get, we bring into the house, we put it in to have, we put it into the home. But all those things that you guys mentioned, y'all seem like y'all were like so happy to say those things. But it is definitely our job to encourage our men, to empower our men, to offer all those, to do whatever it is that they need us to do. Our thought shouldn't be the money. We shouldn't have any thought about, the bills and things of that nature. We're just helping him. Now, if he gives us a thought, then we take care of it. But that shouldn't be our process. It's whatever he needs us to do. We should be there for him. That's our purpose, ladies. That's what we're here for, is for him. So if you ever get married, concentrate on that man and he'll make it work for you. And you don't have to worry about all that other stuff. I can't promise you, because I hope you make a good decision on the men that you're picking. But our concentration should be uplifting and respecting our men. But obviously, men will not have or lose respect if they don't make enough money. That means we're concentrating on money way too much. We should have enough confidence in the men that we choose, or the men we say I do to build that money no matter what. But for whatever reason, if he ain't clicking, I can't even respect him anymore.